So the central rehab behind us here, it's been about 5 or 6 months now since we finished seeding this area. The pioneer species, the Japanese millet, it's fairly well all died out now and provided really good organic matter down on the soil layer. And now we've got some of our perennial species that we planted that are coming through. Rhodes grass is really dominating at the moment. There's a bit of gaddon pennick amongst it as well. The creeping bluegrass is starting to get going. And then a couple of our legumes, the Seca stylo, there's a few patches of it around as well. Long term, these are the species of grass that are going to sustain cattle grazing here. Cattle grazing is the final land use. So this was about 200 hectares of land that we finished seeding around November 2023. So we'll start a monitoring program later this year that will check these areas at a sort of annual frequency to make sure that the pasture's performing well, the soil's healthy, there's no erosion, weeds aren't taking over. And so once we can demonstrate that it's sustainable, self-sustaining, we'll be able to get some cattle on this land and get it back to productive land use. For the rehab monitoring, we won't just establish 1 or 2 monitoring points. We'll select a number of sites across the final landform, some on upper slopes, some on the mid slope, some on the down, right down on the flat and at the bottom of the slope, sort of at a spatial frequency of maybe sort of 1 is to 20 hectares. We'll also use some aerial imagery, use drones, all of the technology that's starting to become available in that space to monitor as well. But there'll be people on the ground walking transects at those monitoring locations, looking at species diversity, presence of weeds, erosion. The rehab monitoring program will be crucial to informing us of any works that need to take place. But yeah, for the most part, there won't be much for us to do here now. All of the drainage structures that we've built and designed are performing well, so we don't foresee too much remedial works being required here. This area is very close to being done. Obviously, we'll keep monitoring it right through until the point of it returning to cattle grazing and ultimately being relinquished to a landholder down the track.